But let's jump right into this. So Coach Prime took to the internet to repost this. Now this is the post that Coach Prime put on his X account. This stated Shedeur Sanders doesn't get along with teammates. That was a lie. Has poor study habits. A lie. Sits in the back of the room during team meetings. Another lie. Has a weak arm, which was a hella lie. Lacks the IQ to lead the NFL offense as effectively as Dylan freaking Gabriel. That's a lie. Too slow to escape the pockets against NFL caliber speed. We seen him do that yesterday when he scored. That was a lie. Has poor practice habits. A lie. Highly confident. True. Super talented, which was true. The most marketable player in the NFL. Hella true. Raised by a strong black father who instilled in him from birth to never doubt himself under any circumstances. That's true. A franchise quarterback, which is true. Unshakable resilience, which is true. An excellent role model for kids, which is true. Loved and respected by teammates and opponents alike, which is true. God-fearing man, which is true. It is amazing to witness how the media machine can completely assassinate a young man's character and have the general public believe these lies, y'all.
And just like that, the whole NFL world is staring straight at Cleveland, because Coach Prime finally said what everybody else was too scared to say. Somebody inside that Browns building has been lying on Shedeur Sanders. And now, those lies are cracking open in front of millions of fans, reporters, and players who watched the Browns' heartbreaking 29-31 loss to the Titans, a game where Shedeur played like a future superstar while the coaching staff played like they were allergic to winning. And when Coach Prime steps in, it means one thing: somebody messed with the wrong quarterback. Shedeur Sanders didn't just show up. He didn't just compete. He took over that game. He dragged Cleveland back from 2 scores down. He outplayed expectations, outperformed narratives, and exposed everything those anonymous reports tried to bury. But right when he had the Browns right there, one decision, one bizarre, confusing, almost sabotage-looking decision, ripped the game away. And that's where this story gets real ugly real fast. Because now the question the entire NFL is asking is this: why did the Cleveland Browns lie about Shedeur Sanders, and why did they try so hard to keep him off the field? Cleveland fans saw it. NFL fans saw it. Even the national media saw it. Shedeur Sanders went out there against Tennessee and looked like a quarterback who belonged, poised, calm, explosive when the moment got big. This wasn't a rookie folding under pressure. This wasn't some 5th-round project, like they tried to label him. This was a young star showing the world exactly why he's the most Googled athlete on the planet. Yeah, let's talk about that, because the transcript hit something that shook the entire league. Shedeur Sanders, the #1 most Googled athlete in the entire world. Not Mahomes, not LeBron, not Steph Curry, not Caitlin Clark, not Angel Reese, not even veterans with massive fan bases. Nope. The world, the whole world, typed in Shedeur Sanders more than any player on earth. That's power, that's influence, that's culture, and that's exactly the kind of spotlight certain people inside Cleveland did not want on their hands. Because the moment Shedeur shines, the lies start to crumble. You know the lies, the ones Coach Prime reposted for the whole world to see. The lies that said, he doesn't get along with teammates. He has poor study habits. He sits in the back during meetings. He has a weak arm. He's not smart enough to run an NFL offense. He can't escape the pocket. He has bad practice habits. One by one, all proven false. And worst of all, someone inside that organization pushed those lies to justify benching him behind Dylan Gabriel and dragging out a quarterback controversy that never should have existed. But the real moment when everything snapped was in that Titans game. Because when Shedeur took Cleveland from down 14 to down 2, when he had that offense cooking, when he was the hottest quarterback in the stadium, they took him off the field. Not for injury, not for strategy, not for some genius play design. No, they took Shedeur off the field on the most important play of the game.
For me, it's the taking him out, going to the Wildcat when your best player is, he needs to be on the field. But what I don't understand, I need somebody to explain to me, why did he go for 2 points on the first time they scored a touchdown? That's what I need to understand. Because at that point in time, Ocho, you don't need it. You don't need it. You don't.
No.
And then, so let me get this. So now we're down 8 because we were dumb. I don't know what happened. Maybe Eagle had a rock and they dropped it on Stefanski's head. I don't know what happened. But so now we got to go for 2. So we're gonna take Shedeur out and we're gonna run Wildcat. And the guy forgetting to pitch the ball. I'm thinking he was supposed to pitch it, Ocho.
Yeah, he was supposed to pitch and he was supposed to come around.
And I guess he was going to throw it. I guess somebody else was going to go out for a pass. I guess. I mean, at this point in time, Ocho, we just like everybody else. We had a loss for words.
Even Shannon Sharpe, a Hall of Famer, a guy who usually keeps things professional, snapped on live air. He said what every fan said in real time. Why would you take the quarterback who's cooking off the field to let someone who hasn't thrown a pass throw the most important pass of the game? And that's where the story stops being football. This is where the controversy spikes. Because what happened on that 2-point conversion wasn't just questionable. It didn't feel accidental, it didn't feel logical, it didn't feel like winning football. It felt like somebody inside that building was trying to prove a point. A point that has nothing to do with strategy and everything to do with ego. When the truth finally breaks through the lies, people start scrambling. And that's exactly what's happening in Cleveland right now. Because Coach Prime didn't just repost those lies for entertainment, he reposted them with a message that hit the NFL like a lightning bolt. God has the final say, not man. In other words, you tried to bury my son. You failed. And when Prime speaks, the whole world listens. Think about it. The Browns had months to fix this narrative. Months to correct the record. Months to own up to the mistakes. Instead, they doubled down. They rotated quarterbacks. They played politics. They fed the media storylines that painted Shedeur as a problem before he even stepped on the field. But then Shedeur did step onto the field, and every narrative fell apart in real time. Every weak arm comment, blown up by tight window lasers. Every bad study habits claim, destroyed by flawless reads and clutch timing. Every can't escape pressure insult, shattered when he escaped 2 sacks and scored. Every not liked by teammates lie, obliterated when the entire offense rallied behind him. So now, the only thing left standing is the truth. But here's the part nobody wants to admit. If Shedeur Sanders was any other 5th-round rookie, he wouldn't have been benched, he wouldn't have been lied about, he wouldn't have been sabotaged. This wasn't football evaluation. This was agenda. And you felt that agenda from training camp, to week 1, to last night, all the way to that final 2-point play. And the players felt it too. You could see it in the reactions, you could see it in the confusion, you could see it in the frustration on the sideline. Because when a quarterback gives you the best chance to win, you don't yank him, you ride with him. You don't pull him for a trick play, you trust the guy who got you there. Unless you don't want to win with him. And that's exactly what the national media started picking up on. You heard it in the clip, the moment Shannon Sharpe said, "They don't want to win with him behind center." That line hit like a punch. Because for the first time, someone said out loud what everyone else was thinking silently. This wasn't bad coaching. This was something deeper, something ugly, something that needs to be addressed. Do you believe the Browns truly wanted Shedeur Sanders to win that game? Or do you think there was another agenda behind the decisions they made? Let me know in the comments, because I want to hear what real fans saw out there. Because here's the truth, the Titans game didn't expose Shedeur, it exposed the Browns. It exposed the internal politics, it exposed the lies, it exposed the fear of letting a young, confident, talented quarterback take over the franchise. And that fear, it's rooted in everything Coach Prime listed. Confidence threatens authority, marketability threatens egos. Poise threatens job security. A strong, outspoken father behind him threatens the narrative. This wasn't about football, this was about power. And whenever power gets threatened, people start making desperate moves. And the 2-point conversion was desperation at its peak. Because the moment Shedeur had the Browns on the brink of victory, the moment he proved every narrative wrong, the moment he showed he could lead this team, someone panicked. And panic leads to bad decisions. Bad decisions lead to losses, and losses lead to accountability. Unless, of course, you blame the quarterback. which is exactly why those lies existed in the first place. The moment Shedeur Sanders stepped onto that field, you could feel the tension evaporate into something else entirely, something that made even the Titans sideline stop talking for a second. This wasn't hype, this wasn't speculation, this was presence. The same presence that turned Colorado's sideline into a live arena every single Saturday. The same presence that made grown analysts struggle to find new superlatives because the old ones no longer felt big enough. And here he was in an NFL training camp, standing across from a veteran Tennessee defense that wanted to embarrass him, and he just delivered the cleanest two-play sequence of the entire practice. You could see receivers starting to jog back to the huddle with a little more confidence. You could see the veteran linemen look at him like, okay, he's got something. And you could see the Titans defenders pretending it didn't bother them, even though it clearly did. Because the moment a rookie quarterback makes your starting defense look human, the whispers begin. And the Titans were whispering among themselves. You could see it on their faces. You could see it in how they started pressing the line a little harder, trying to send disguised pressure, trying to see if the kid could handle something more complex than a simple inside fade. And what does Shedeur do? He eyes the safety rotation, checks the linebacker alignment, and adjusts the protection like he's been playing on Sundays for 5 years. That's the part nobody ever gives him enough credit for, the pre-snap mastery. Colorado fans knew. People paying attention knew. But now, NFL defenders were learning it the hard way. And here's where things shift. Because the Titans didn't just want to test him, they wanted to rattle him. They wanted to force the mistake. They wanted that one bad throw they could point to and say, see? He's just a rookie. The Tennessee defensive line came crashing in, pocket collapsing quicker than anyone expected, and this is the moment where a rookie usually panics. But Shedeur doesn't. He steps up, slides left, and fires a sidearm dart through a window so tiny that even the Titans safety froze like he didn't believe the ball actually fit. The sideline erupted. Veterans who hadn't said a word all morning suddenly stood up like they were watching something they'd only heard rumors about. It was the kind of throw that doesn't just build confidence, it changes a room. And that's exactly what started happening at Brown's camp. The room changed. Receivers started volunteering to run routes with him on off days. Running backs lingered after practice to go over timing. Even defensive players wanted more reps against him just to see if what they saw was real. That's what franchise presence looks like. Now, Tennessee tried to fire back. They brought pressure from depth, they disguised coverages, they tried to muddy the looks. Because when a rookie starts slicing through your base sets, you throw the chaos at him. It's a test every elite quarterback eventually faces. But Shedeur kept diagnosing it, kept adjusting, kept firing with the same calm, calculated precision he had at Colorado. This wasn't playground football. This wasn't run around and improvise. This was a pocket technician, and the Titans hated every second of it. And here's where the real controversy starts simmering. Because some of the Tennessee defensive players started chirping back. And when they chirped, Shedeur chirped right back. Not out of disrespect, not out of immaturity, but out of competitive fire that the Browns absolutely love. That competitive fire is contagious. It's leadership without needing a title. It's what separates quarterbacks who last a season from quarterbacks who define an era. Then it happened. The moment that will dominate Browns talk shows for weeks. The moment that will be replayed, debated, dissected, exaggerated, and mythologized. Shedeur Sanders, standing on the 25-yard line, drops back against a disguised too-high look that rotates late into a robber concept designed specifically to bait rookies. It's a trap coverage. It's a welcome to the NFL defensive call. It's the kind of look that causes young quarterbacks to throw the ball directly into the chest of a lurking safety. But Shedeur doesn't take the bait. He holds the safety with his eyes, pumps to freeze the corner, and rifles a no-hesitation laser into the tightest window of the entire joint practice. Completion. First down. Sideline going wild. Titans defensive backs staring at each other like someone missed an assignment, even though nobody did. And that right there? That's when Tennessee's defensive coordinators stopped calling vanilla sets and went into full, make him uncomfortable mode. Because when you embarrass an NFL defense on a concept designed to embarrass you, the pride kicks in. The Titans brought heat from the edge, from the interior, from delayed pressure packages, and Shedeur still kept his poise. Every rep he stayed himself, in control, clear-minded. That's what separates quarterbacks who react from quarterbacks who dictate. And Shedeur was dictating. But here's the part that really gets people talking. It wasn't just the throws. It was the way he carried himself after the throws. The calm jog back to the huddle. The quiet confidence. The subtle nod to the receiver like, yeah, we can hit that again. You can't teach that. You can't fake that. That is the mark of a quarterback who truly believes he belongs and backs it up. By this point, the Browns sideline was energized in a way it hadn't been all camp. And the Titans? They were getting irritated. Every defensive stop felt like a relief. Every completion felt like a bruise. You could feel the frustration. You could feel the competitive tension starting to hit the boiling point. Because Tennessee's mindset was simple. If we can't stop him clean, then let's hit him. Let's make him feel us. And that's when the joint practice started getting chippy. A Titans linebacker gave Shedeur a late bump after a throw. Nothing major, but enough to send a message. And before anyone else could react, Browns players stepped in immediately. That tells you everything you need to know. This locker room already sees Shedeur as someone worth protecting. As someone who matters. As someone who could be the future. You don't jump in front of a guy unless you believe in him. But more importantly, Shedeur didn't react, he didn't flinch, he didn't chirp, he smirked. Because Shedeur Sanders isn't new to this. He's been targeted. He's been hit. He's been talked about. He's been doubted. And he's beaten all of that. What's one little shove from a Titans linebacker? That's nothing compared to the pressure he's been under his entire football life. And then came the final sequence, the one that ended the practice and sealed the narrative. 2-minute drill, ball at midfield. Mixed personnel, Titans defense locked in, everyone on the Browns sideline watching. This is the moment NFL coaches use to evaluate not just talent, but temperament. This is where quarterbacks show who they really are. And Shedeur? He delivered exactly what you'd expect from someone who refuses to back down. Precision. Control, quick hitter to the sideline, middle read versus soft zone, scramble for a few yards when the pocket squeezed, clock perfectly managed. Then, with the entire joint practice leaning in, Shedeur Sanders uncorked the throw of the day. A deep touch, perfectly arced, feather-light pass over the trailing corner and in front of the rotating safety, right into the arms of a receiver who barely had to adjust. The sideline exploded. Titans defenders threw their hands up. And Shedeur jogged off like he just completed a routine warm-up rep. That's the difference, that's the story, that's the moment Browns fans will point to years from now and say, that's when we knew. Because today wasn't about wins or losses, it wasn't about depth charts, it wasn't even about proving doubters wrong. It was about showing that Shedeur Sanders doesn't shrink when the lights get bright. He grows. He elevates. He becomes exactly who people expect him to be. And the Browns saw it. The Titans felt it. And the NFL? They better start preparing for it. This is Gridiron Insights. And if you're rocking with Shedeur Sanders, if you're riding with the movement, if you believe in the future unfolding right in front of us, then hit that like button, smash that subscribe button, and stay locked in. Because we're just getting started.